Am I the astronaut for not picking a new wedding cake and blocking my bridesmaid? I, 25 female, and fiance, 28 male, are finally engaged after 4 years of dating. We moved to Texas for an amazing job opportunity in my field. My fiance also found a great job in his industry. I recently visited my hometown to see my family and friends. During my visit, I had lunch with my childhood friend and bridesmaid, Jeannie, her sister, and our mutual friend. As soon as we sat down, they started asking about the wedding and how the planning was going. I told them about the venue, which will be taking place in Texas instead of our town. I showed them the photographer's work that I hired, who I met in college and is one of my closest friends. I showed them the flowers I'm thinking of and the catering. The last thing I showed them was my dream wedding cake. It's a 5-tier wedding cake with special details that's designed for my fiance and I. As I was discussing the details, Jeannie started to turn pale and interrupted me to discuss another topic. Her sister asked her what's wrong, and she rolled her eyes and asked if I was purposely making her wedding look bad. Well, it's always a competition. Always. I was shocked because her wedding was gorgeous. It was a winter-themed wedding, which I personally love, and everything was beautiful. I told her wedding was amazing, and what was she talking about? She said her cake wasn't nearly as perfect and that I shouldn't pay so much for a wedding cake anyways because the guests most likely won't eat it because it's too good looking? I've never seen a cake that was so good looking I couldn't eat it. No. I was confused and lost for words. Backstory, I never said how much the wedding cake cost. I haven't mentioned the price of the wedding in any form. I went to culinary school and have a master's in business and hospitality. I have also worked in the industry since I was 14. Therefore, I know wedding planners, event planners, sommeliers. Is that how you say it? Sommeliers? Sommeliers? I don't know this word. It's a new word for me. Pastry chefs, venue owners, etc. My best friend from culinary school became a pastry chef working for a very known chef in New York and is the one making my wedding cake. The only reason why she's not in the wedding is because she has a conflicting schedule. She's charging me a very discounted price and is happy to be a part of the wedding, although she can't be there. I didn't ask her to do this. Jeannie demanded I get a new wedding cake that's not so extravagant and do something simple like hers. She didn't want my wedding to be too glamorous and upstage hers. I told her no because this is my dream wedding cake and my friend is doing it. She was huffy and puffy while her friends were uncomfortable. I wouldn't be able to afford the wedding cake or a lot of the wedding stuff if I didn't have a great wedding planner and so many connections in the industry. I was now upset that she tried to tell me what to do and how I should do it for my wedding. She was also being nasty about the vendors I chose. I'm not one to let people talk to me like they have lost their mind, so I told her I will not be changing anything about my wedding, and if she has an issue about anything else, not only will she not be a bridesmaid, but she will no longer be allowed to attend. I paid my bill and walked out of the restaurant. Them some boundaries right there. Holy cow. She's like, nope, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Do not say another word or you will not be going to this wedding, girly. I'm getting texts from her sister and her husband saying I need to apologize and I was an asshole for storming out of the restaurant and making her cry. Our mutual friend is on my side and it seems like everyone else is as well. She's been blowing up my phone and saying she wished she never made me a bridesmaid and that I'm glad I moved. I simply said, well, you're no longer a bridesmaid, so even though I'll always be in your wedding pictures, you'll never be in mine. I blocked her after that, and her sister is still calling me an asshole and posting about it on Facebook. So, am I the asshole? Original question here is, am I the astronaut for not picking a new wedding cake and blocking my bridesmaid? Hell no. You know what? This was one of the quickest boundary creation reinforcement actions I have ever seen, especially when it comes to a wedding story, but holy cow, OP's got it on lockdown here. She's like, you know what? It's my wedding. You don't get to tell me what to do, number one. Number two, this isn't a competition. This is my dream wedding. You had your dream wedding. What, you don't want me to upstage yours? Why does everything have to be a competition? It's not. This story, why does everything with girls who are friends have to be a competition? And is it everything or is it just weddings? Is it just milestone things?
It's just, she's jealous. She's jealous because she feels like her wedding is going to outshine the wedding. She already had her wedding?
Yeah.
Okay. I loved what she said about always being in her pictures, but that woman was...
I almost hit the petty confetti button when she said that.
She deserved it. Like, she was... Green-eyed monster was showing, and I don't understand you... I mean, yeah, it's about all of the stuff, like all the decorations and all the cake and all of that stuff, but the wedding is about marrying the person that you've chosen to spend your life with, and she made it about all the things instead.
All the things.
Yes. Instead of about the actual point of the wedding.
Right. I mean...
Yes, post-wedding depression brings out jealousy. Yeah, she's never going to be a bride again. It's like Monica
that's a good point, no?
in Friends after she gets married. And she's like, now I'm just someone's wife. Yeah.
Just someone's wife.
Yes. Oh. Nope. You hit the nail on the head.
It's a pity.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Because I mean, you know, it's obviously not all women are like that, and people who are true friends wouldn't be like that. And I get that, but man, it just seems like weddings bring out the ugliest side of people.
Yes, I would agree.
Weddings and money.
I think if someone shows you who they truly are, you should believe them. And this girl just showed who she truly is, and she's got jealousy deep down. And she already blocked her, so I don't know that there's any coming back from this. But I'm sure there's other things in their relationship where she was jealous of it, and it all just kind of came to a head when she saw that 5-tiered wedding cake, and she was like,
Does she realize that she's placing more value on her having the better wedding than the friendship that she has?
No, I don't think in the moment that she can even see past her own jealousy. She just sees something that somebody else has, and it might be better than what she had, so she's automatically pissed off. Like, automatically, that's all she sees is what someone else has and she doesn't have.
Some people rise by lifting others up, and some people want to feel like they're rising by pushing everyone else down to make it seem like they're rising. And this friend seems like that. She's got to push other people down to make it feel like she's risen, like she's above them, not by actually rising, not by lifting others up, just by shoving them down so she can feel better than. And that's garbage.
Right. I can't imagine like going to this lunch, and she was probably very excited about everything that she had to show her childhood friends and her sister, and then having this be like what she's hit with at that, instead of like, hey, can you like be supportive and love what we're doing even though it's different from what you did.
Right.
There's never anything wrong with more cake. The more tiers, the better.
It was the childhood friend Jeannie. She's the problem
Jeannie's
child,
sister,
right? And Jeannie's sister. That's who
Yeah.
she went to. That's who she went to lunch with. But Jeannie was the problem person, right?
Yes, and her sister took her side. Like, her sister was like,
Okay,
"You're the
here-
asshole. I'm blasting you on Facebook."
Here's the deal, though. It's Jeannie's husband and her sister. The two people sticking up for her are the ones who are having to deal with her during this drama. And I say this a lot, but I'm like, the people who have proximity, who are going to feel the brunt of this person being upset, are more likely to advocate for her than anybody else because they want their own pain to end, right?
Right.
It's not
Right.
it's not necessarily because they think it's the right thing to do. It's because they're getting shit on during this, and they're like, please make it stop. So it's grain of salt with all that.